really like the potato sticker on your laptop.
I don't know where that came from.
You don't know where it came from?
No, I do.
No. All right, I think you're good to go.
She's using my time.
Wonder if we can give him
Using my
back
time
his
already.
We'll get you some seconds.
My time's precious.
We can give you a refund.
So while these guys are trying to fix my laptop, I'm Ian Tell from Arista.
You're ready to go.
And I've broken my laptop already. I'm Ian Tell from Arista. I'm a Wi-Fi SE. Some of you may remember me from a rather interesting presentation that I did last year about working smarter, not harder. And I concluded with a simple slide. I'm a bit of a sad Marvel geek, to be truthful. And I think I summed it up quite well when people asked what we did. So we have a third radio in our access point, and that third radio does 24/7, 365 whips. So what we've done is we've kind of got Captain America, and we've shrunk him down, and we've put him in our access point. So he's constantly monitoring the air, he's constantly protecting the network, he's constantly going off and he's doing background scanning, and he's listening and seeing if there's any threats. Because if you use a 2 radio AP, you have to go off and do background scanning, okay? Well, sorry, someone could have told me he wasn't on the screen. You know, really? Come on, guys, I want some interaction here. So he's going off, he's doing background scanning, he's protecting the network, and he's got this shield. And this shield is protecting the Wi-Fi. Because it's not all about 802.1x and PSK and all that. We have people that do nasty things. So that's great. He goes off and he protects the network. But with that third radio comes some analysis and some intelligence. And we have a little bit more memory in our APs and a little bit more processing power. So we then decided that we were going to get Dr. Strange. Sorry. Dr. Strange, as we all know, is capable of opening up the time stone, and he can go back in time and he can go forward in time. And that's what we do with our AP. So we're constantly listening, we're constantly monitoring, we're constantly protecting the network, the Wi-Fi network. So for every single client that associates to my access point, Dr. Strange captures 200 packets from you. And in the event of a failure or something breaking, what actually happens is we go and hold that in the cloud. Now, this next person isn't a Marvel superhero, but I think we all recognize him as probably one of the best guys in the world for getting hold of packets, looking at those packets, taking those packets apart, and actually telling you what is wrong with your Wi-Fi network. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to get hold of him, and I wanted to cut him into small, tiny pieces, and I wanted to stuff him into an AP. He said no, which I was a bit disappointed with, but we've taken some of his intelligence, and I now have Peter McKenzie sitting in the back of my access point. And it works quite well, I'm not going to lie. So what we're doing is, again, we're protecting the network, we're capturing the packets, we're seeing the flow of packets, we're seeing, you know, a 4-way handshake or a DHCP act, not getting all the responses. We're looking at that and we're giving it to Peter, and Peter's taking it apart. Well, it's not actually Peter, it's a little computer chip in the back, but I like to call it Peter. And it takes those packets and it will actually say to you, you've typed in the wrong pre-shared key. Hang on, you're trying to do an 802.1x authentication and your radius server isn't responding. Your ePOL timeout is not working properly. So what do? Let's step this back and go a little bit sensible. We've built a very intelligent Wi-Fi network. One of our largest customers has over 210,000 access points on a single instance. We are doing big data analytics. We have 1.5 million users a day and anywhere up to 2 terabytes of data a day. The great thing about that is Wi-Fi breaks. Whatever you do, however well you build it, because as you walk away from the AP, you hear less of a signal that things fail. So we see lots of failures, and we capture those failures. And we hold those failures in our system that allows us to improve the end user and the network engineer's experience. Because what I want to do is I want my user, when he rings up the help desk to say the Wi-Fi doesn't work, I want the level 1 support guy to go, Ian, you typed in the wrong password. Or hang on, I can see there's a DHCP failure. Let's go and have a look at the switch port. We're working smarter. We're not working harder. We're trying to give... He said I could have more time. He lied.
Actually, yeah, we did 30 more seconds.
Thank you.
Do it.
So,
Go.
so we're improving the user experience. Wi-Fi is about the user experience. Just quickly, with that big data analytics, we have an inference engine. That inference engine actually takes that big data analytics and says, these are the failures. This is what my database says. I'm going to combine the two and, oh, I've got magic. And I've got an answer to fix the problem. Is it always right? As Wi-Fi engineers, we're going to say no. A pretty good clue that you're leading in the right direction to fix the Wi-Fi network. Is that all right? Have we done?
I think you're good. Yeah. So let's go ahead and take some questions. So you can submit them, via that tool that we talked about earlier, or you can just raise your hand. I see somebody raising their hand, so I'll bring the mic over.
It's really bright up here.
So are you compiling all this data across all networks, across all
No.
access points, or just local to whatever implemented network you're looking at?
So when we build a relationship with our customers, we are allowed to look at certain information and we build information ourselves. You know, we all talk about AI. Well, AI is just something that someone's programmed in on the back end to come out with an answer to fix the problem at the front end. Well, we use that with machine learning. We look at data that we've learned over the time, and we now build a model that says if I see X, Y, and Z, that fixes B, C, D. So you're using the intelligence of the system and what the AP hears to fix the problem that the user broke. Sorry, did I say the user broke? Yeah, it could be the user because we do have fat fingers occasionally.
Other questions?
Come on, I've got 3 minutes of this and I can go on for a while. Go on. Sorry, maybe I'm being a bit thick and stupid today.
No, are you doing it like, are you compiling all this data in one location and then uploading it
No,
into,
no,
or
no.
are you learning, so say somebody did something on one network in San Diego, are you gonna implement those the fixes from San Diego in a network in the UK? Or how does that portion of it work?
Yes, we can do that. And that'll be part of our deep dive that we'll go into, but we can take some of that data from San Diego, because San Diego, you may see X, Y, and Z failure. Well, it's the same failure that you'll see in the UK, or you see in Germany, or you'll see in the Netherlands. So it's about sharing that big data analytics and using it to fix the problems that you found in San Diego and pass that information down to, as he tries not to fall off the stage, passes it across to London. Does that cover that? We'll talk. We'll buy whiskeys and we'll talk.
All right. So we got a question. We've got a question from Tim. What differentiates you from Mist?
That's a really, really good question. Well, first, we do really, really good security. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to protect your network from rogue access points, man-in-the-middle attacks, etc., etc., the fundamental thing about Wi-Fi is this. If you do not build a secure Wi-Fi network, then how are you going to stop me or people like, there's people out there that go and do silly things with Wi-Fi pineapples from breaking the network? So we do really good security. Their AI stuff is very, very good. But ours is very, very, very good. We come at it from a more simplified way of, there's your answer, it's broken, this is the fix. I don't turn it into War and Peace. And we do switches, really big switches, because we are Arista.
Last question. Is it cloud-based?
That's a good question as well, because yes, it is cloud-based. However, because we do good security, we go into some very scary secret squirrel type buildings, and they don't want to connect to the cloud, because the cloud could be seen as bad. We do have an on-prem management server that we can do. So we have the flexibility to offer both services.
Flawless timing.
Can I get out of this AP now? What is your... I'm confused by that one.
Okay, I turned the moderation off thinking that we wouldn't have a problem, but yeah. Okay, well, I think we're out of time. So
Yep.
if your question wasn't answered, go find Ian, and he'd be
Thank
happy
you.
to answer them for you. Thank you very much.